Hello, everyone. I'm Kenya, and this is Greg, and we are here at Coexist. I don't know if I should say Coexist, whatever. We're Coexist. So for this episode, we definitely want to introduce ourselves, what we do, why we do it, so that our audience can get to know us.
I'll let you start, ladies first.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so I'm Kenya. Obviously, I just said that. I am a principal at a K through 12 school for children with autism. I've been there for 8 years in total, but this is my 5th year as the principal. So, what else do I do? Oh yes, I'm a student. I'm in my doctoral program, and I'll back up with some of my education. So I have my bachelor's in theology, and I got my master's right after in psychology and life coaching. And then I took a 5-year break while I was working because, school is a lot. I went back and got my second master's in education administration to have more more tools under my belt. Before that, I got my teaching certification, or not my teaching certification, but certification for leading in schools at Harvard. And then a couple years later, I'm in my doctorate now. So that's been going well. It's in strategic leadership as mentioned, but then I'm also there's an emphasis on coaching. So I am doing studies on life coaching, health and wellness coaching as well. So it's been a great journey. I'm at Oral Roberts University. Shout out to them.
Wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, I guess. And then most of my tenure in school was all at Grand Canyon University here in Arizona. So it's been amazing.
Talk a little bit about your spiritual life, kids.
Okay, so that's good, babe. So as far as my spiritual life, I'm very grounded in Jesus Christ, Yeshua. So that's always been my foundation. I don't think I'd be where I am today if I didn't have God and obviously as my foundation. This includes, guys, hard times. I'm not saying that my life is perfect. It's far from it. But it helps you to navigate those hard times. So even at work, we have, which I'm very grateful for my founder. She's a believer in Christ. We have a group called Season of Prayer. So we open up with prayer. It's optional for staff. I think that's amazing. And we plant those seeds of how, as an advocate of Christ, are you to be in the workplace? And so it's little 10-minute group or whatever, but I've been getting good feedback on they really need that to start off their day. I think prayer is very powerful. So there's that. And then as far as kids, I don't have any kids of my own. But I have over 150 of them that have autism. A lot of them are boys, so that's good birth control right now. Obviously, as far as kids of my own, we will see, I guess, how that will be in the future. Because that's just where I'm at with kids. But I enjoy my job. It's nice to be able to send them back home sometimes to their families on those rough days. Really quickly to go back, I didn't start off as a principal, so let me make that clear. I once was a teaching assistant for 6-7 years, prior to becoming a teacher for 3 years, and then taking on the role as the director. So it was a pretty smooth transition with my staff, my team, only because I think it's just a different authenticity. When you're going into that type of role, people respect the fact that, she's been there, done that. She's not just yapping as a director, telling people what to do. I do everything in love. And I would describe myself as kind of a fun firm. I always tell my staff that, especially the newcomers coming on. And it's worked for me. I'm goofy, I'm silly, have an open door policy. Sometimes my teachers will be in my office. If I'm out in the building doing stuff, I might walk in my office and you'll see teachers in my office working on stuff. And it's pretty chill. I take things from my old bosses that I loved and things that I just I can't stand. And so and then you just make it your own. But yes, and then I also have coaching, a coaching business to come that I'm very excited about, and it is faith-based. So I'll have to put that out there. It's faith-based.
And then you're working on books too.
Oh yes, I have a program called. Oh, thank you. You're a little wealth of knowledge too. He's like my memory sometimes. He files stuff, but I do have a program called Bold. It stands for Break Out of Lukewarm Days, and it's for women. And then there's also a men's series coming up on Bold. So like I'm hoping to get that out into more churches, and it's actually pretty dope. Like it has interactive videos that I made myself. I made sure that it's just all me for the most part, so it's not like me like taking stuff from other people. I was like, okay, I gotta make it's gonna take some time and some effort, but it'll be worth it in the end. And it was worth it in the end, including activities and stuff. So you can teach it as individual Bible study, group Bible study, you can do a workshop. So, and I like walked you through like how to do each of those things, like depending on how you want to run it. So
see, y'all can see why I like her.
Like?
Well,
is this like?
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, you now.
So about me, I am a father of 3. My daughter's 22. My middle son's 21, just turned 21, and then my youngest is 18. I know I don't look it, but yeah. But all of our kids are doing good. So I'm a father. I've been doing maintenance probably for about 23 years also. So I'm a maintenance supervisor of apartment complexes. I'm an elder in church. I do minister sometimes. So sometimes I will be ministering on a Sunday. I used to do gospel rap music. I also used to coach basketball. I do still mentor and do that every now and then, like personal training.
What was your ball clinic?
Well, yeah, the ball clinic was the thing that I used to do. COVID kind of shut it all down, so it was kind of hard to do it within COVID, but I might start doing that again, or I might get back into coaching, maybe high school, now that my kids are all graduated or whatever.
What did it stand for, ball?
Ball and life lessons. That's what it stood for.
That's cool.
And what else? Minister. I'm also a believer in Christ. That's why we're equally yoked when it comes to that spiritual. And I believe that you should try to find a partner that's equally yoked with you. What else? I am a divorcee. I guess that you would call that whatever. Divorcee, whatever. I was married for about 18 years, which is the mother of my kids. Things happen, so now we're here. Now I'm trying to be on a new journey. We do have a friendship now where we get along. We still co-parent. Even when your kids are older, you still have to co-parent because the older they just get more expensive sometimes. But I'm happy about that. And I think pretty much that's me. I still play basketball. I'm active. Playing leagues because that's my stress reliever. I believe that you should have a hobby or something that you love to do that you can go out and have fun in doing. Other than I have fun with you all the time. We joke and laugh all the time and stuff like that too. But you should have your own hobbies that you can go out and do and experience and stuff like that. Our next hobby, we do want to start traveling and stuff like that too. So
yeah, that's amazing.
But that's our introduction of Greg and Kenya.
Yep, and this is Coexist. Please make sure you subscribe.
So how we met?
Yes, how we met.
You want to start?
You can start, honey.
All right. So we met the last church service of the year in December.
2024.
It was a night service. I wasn't gonna go back because I was coming from a side job, and then something told me to go, so I just happened to go. And luckily I did because Pastor had me on the board to pray. And as he was calling me up to tell me I was going to pray, he was pointing back to a young lady and saying, "Hey, is she with you?" And I looked back and it was you, but I was like, "No, she's not with me." But in my mind, I was like, "Well, she could be." And that was like the first encounter. So then, I prayed, but then towards the end of service, I heard people introducing themselves to you and you kind of giving your rundown and spiel. And I kind of locked your name in my head. And then I said, thanks for coming, goodbye. And I kind of like got out of there pretty quick. So it was like, I was tired, but I remembered your name. So then I checked to see if you were on any of my social media. If you were on Facebook, I found you and kind of like did a little research, and it didn't look like you were married or anything. But it didn't look like you were on social media for a while. So I couldn't really tell, but in my mind, I'm like, so if she comes back next Sunday, then I'm gonna shoot my shot.
Then you did.
So fast forward, next Sunday came, and I approached her, and asked her, "Hey, are you Kenya?" And she said, "Yes." I know who you are, Greg. So that means obviously she done did her research on me already too.
Oh man.
Not knowing any of this, and I didn't even know that we were, had corresponded in the past. Because you were doing ministry, and this was about 2013. You were doing ministry, and I was doing gospel rap and ministry, and we kind of correspond. But I didn't have no recollection of that.
Yeah, it was in our messenger. I checked because I'm not on Facebook anymore. It's been years, but I still have Messenger. To keep in touch with people from time to time. And so I happened to look like later on, and I was like, oh, like we've been in touch. We were in touch like way back in 2013. So I knew a friend of his that was also into ministry, still into ministry, but I was making connections when I started. At the time, it was called Faith's Finest Ministries with my close friend. And so I was trying to get like more of a following. And then I had Voices of Change book magazine. And I sent him the website of Faith's Finest Ministries. Like, oh, like check out the ministry page. And he was like, yeah, all right. Like just very short. And I was like, okay. But I understand the why he was short. He was married at the time. But obviously I wasn't thinking about that. I just wanted to make a ministry connection.
I mean, and I didn't take it as like she was flirting or anything. I was just kind of like, that's just how it was with any opposite sex, just being very kind of short and cordial and whatever, straight to the point. But fast forward, I think they were doing communion and then she didn't know what they were doing behind the sheet because they were doing the breaking of the bread.
I've never seen that
and things of that nature.
Yeah,
so
way that they did it like that.
She called me down from the sound booth, and I came down and leaned in and was telling her what they're doing, and she was saying later on, she told me I smell good. So then fast forward, after church service ended, I was asking her about social media. She said she only had like Instagram now or whatever. So we exchanged Instagram information, and then later on that night I messaged her. Oh, you didn't tell about the leaving of the car. So that's another reason. So she said when I was driving off after that, I'm all out the window looking, trying to see like I'm gonna crash my car.
He was, and I was like, "You're gonna crash!" Like, okay, he was making it kind of. I thought you were making it a little too obvious, but
I was looking. I just thought, oh, that's her in the car.
It was cute in a way, but then it was kind of creepy, cute. But then I was like, that wouldn't be cute if he got hit, or like he crashed his car. But it was so obvious. I was like, okay, is that what guys do now, like to make it known? Like I was turning my direction. It wasn't that deep. It was that deep. No.
So anyways, I messaged her later, and we were talking about like home decor, decorating, and things of that nature because we were both into that. And I was trying to show her, because at the time I was selling my house, I was trying to send her to the link to the house, and I couldn't send it on Instagram. So I'm like, hey, I gotta text it to you. She's like, oh, you trying to ask me for my number? And I was like, I guess. And she's like, oh, you need to try again. So it was like, so I asked her a number. We exchanged numbers, and then I think a couple of days later, which was like a Friday or something, we ended up going out. I took her to dinner. Everything was smooth. Like the conversation was like nonstop. We were laughing, joking. It just seems like a person that you knew for a long time. So everything from there just went just been smooth ever since, and it's like we've been inseparable. But we have a lot of commonalities in like how stuff happened in our journey that was just like it was meant to be. And I used to joke with you all the time about meant to be.
Yeah.
Saying that all the time, but our journey was like smooth sailing. It's like we were meant for each other. One of the main things that I do remember about our commonalities that was just like kind of crazy for us was like, out of all the people in the world, our 4 digits of our phone number, the last 4 is exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
So it's like, out of all the people in the
Billions
world, we
of
have
people.
the the same 4 last digits in the same exact order. So that kind of stood out to me. And that's just one of them out of many. We have a whole list of things that just kind of
little stuff like that. Obviously, we know like area codes play a factor in it, and there's like other people that might also have our last 4 digits.
Yeah.
But that was something he noticed, and I was like, oh, I didn't think of that. Just little stuff like that. Yeah.
For us to meet and have that.
Yeah. Interesting.
But as far as for us, I think it made it easier because both of us are like equally yoked. Spiritually, we believe the same things. Now we worship at the same place. And it's like having a best friend. Like, you like being around the person. It's not like a chore to be around. It's just like, I like being around. We laugh and joke all the time. Crack jokes or whatever, but it's just like a nonstop fun time.
You laugh at your own jokes.
No.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But with the church, really quickly, the reason why I had went that evening is because Pastor was talking about astrology and how that's just not a thing you should look into, like why astrology is bad, and that's something that sometimes I would dabble in here and there. And so that's what made me want to go that evening, and that's like how we met, because I was looking for a new church home at the time. It had been some months, and I was like, I got it. Like, I can't not have a church home. Like, that's just me personally. So I started searching, and then I wanted to try it. Like, I just happened to look online, and that's what Pastor was talking about, and that's how I ended up there. So, not knowing that you were, there, but yeah. So it's just, obviously we can talk more about that and my journey.
And then, mind you, in the beginning, I remember when we first started dating, like her sisters like asking people about me just to kind of like do a background check, because you want to make sure everybody's cool. But like, my background is good. I'm good out here.
Yeah, because every person that he would, obviously people were like telling my family about him was like, no, like, Greg's a good dude. He's into the word. He's very family oriented. Every time I'd see him, he'd be like with his family. Like, he was just always family. So like, he wasn't like out in the streets like that. And for me, I'm not out in the streets like that. I'm like school, work, school, family. So it's kind of like a little like a rotation on that. But so that was nice to know. And then we're obviously close in age. And so I don't know. Yeah, that's just, it worked itself out beautifully.
So that's how we met.
Yep. All right. So once again, I'm Kenya. This is my other half, Greg, and to be continued.
Yeah.